Imagine a world without light, no churches, no Bibles, no Christians, a place where darkness envelops the nations like a shroud. These are the faces in the 1040 window. Jesus died to bring them light. The 1040 window encompasses a geographical region that stretches from 10 to 40 degrees north of the equator, a belt spanning from North Africa through the Middle East to Eastern Asia. Herein reside the overwhelming majority of the world's least evangelized people, almost 3 billion, about half the world's population. Not nameless masses in a sea of humanity, but individual souls passionately loved by God. Today, the spiritual eyes of the church are riveted upon this final frontier of world mission.
You see every measurement of what sin is amplified within the 1040 window.
Luis Bush serves as the international director of the AD 2000 and Beyond movement.
The needs that are represented by the 1040 window, if you look at a global perspective of need, will be on a much higher level than the rest of the world.
Dr. C. Peter Wagner is one of the world's leading authorities on the 1040 window. He and his wife Doris coordinate the United Prayer Track of the AD 2000 and Beyond movement.
People born outside the 1040 window have a reasonable opportunity to hear the gospel in their lifetime and to respond to a gospel message. People born within the 1040 window today do not.
In terms of poverty alone, the facts are overwhelming. 80% of the poor live within the 1040 window. It is no accident that the world's least evangelized cities are also its poorest. With so much darkness concentrated in one area of the world, the question remains, why? Ed Silvosa, president of Harvest Evangelism.
The very center of the 1040 window is what we believe was the Garden of Eden. You know, that was a place of the first fall. That's where Satan got his first foothold. And then from there he began to spread.
The results? Every major non-Christian religious system maintains its spiritual headquarters within the 1040 window. Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Shintoism, Taoism, Sikhism. Their followers drown in an ocean of spiritual deception. They head towards a Christless eternity. Bangkok, Thailand. Population over 8.5 million. Its name means City of Angels, home of all the gods. Buddhism dominates all aspects of life. People bring offerings of food and flowers to appease the spirits and earn merit for the life to come. Over 2 million Thais derive their income from Bangkok's lucrative sex industry. Even children fall victim to its thriving prostitution and child pornography business. This situation earns Bangkok its reputation as the sin capital of Asia. In spite of 4 centuries of Christian work, Thai Christians comprise only 1% of the population. Something is missing. Pastor Somnuk leads a small church at the edge of one of Bangkok's many slums.
If people gather together and pray and really tear down all the strongholds in this country, the spirit who is controlling this country, that would open the door for people to respond to the gospel better.
Director of Urban Missions for Youth with a Mission, John Dawson.
The united prayers of the saints push back the canopy of oppression and cut off the operating authority of the powers of darkness in order to create optimum conditions for harvest.
Dr. Jerry Rankin, president of the Southern Baptist Foreign Mission Board.
Prayer is the greatest spiritual force that we have. It's the mobilized prayer of God's people that will break down the strongholds of Satan, that will soften those hardened hearts, that will stimulate the spiritual hunger and needs within the human heart and societies to respond to the gospel.
John Robb, World Vision International's Director for Unreached Peoples.
Over and over again in the history of the church, breakthroughs among the unreached peoples and revival in the church have come about because of bands of Christians who've united to pray.
October 1993. The United Prayer Track of the AD 2000 movement sponsors a grassroots prayer thrust called Praying Through the Window. That vision ignites a spark that blazes around the world. For the first time in history, the global church unites in prayer. Its focus, 62 of the world's least evangelized countries, the 1040 window. New Life Church in Colorado Springs committed resources and personnel to help launch the prayer movement. Ted Haggard pastors the church.
One of the most significant things about this prayer movement is that it's broad-based. It includes Christians from practically every nation on earth and from certainly every theological perspective in the body of Christ. And that's powerful and unprecedented, and it's huge. It's not American, it's not Western, it's not Eastern, it's Christian.
Jesus is coming back. When we see the fulfillment of the Great Commission, he said that this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached to all nations as a testimony to the whole world, and then the end shall come.
Dick Eastman, president of Every Home for Christ.
The ultimate divine purpose that God has had for humankind for all of the eons of history will come after we, the church, are obedient to fulfilling the Great Commission.
March for Jesus director Tom Pelton.
As we come closer to the fulfillment of this Great Commission, I think that we're going to have an even greater revelation of why we've been doing this all along. It's that this massive humanity from every nation, tribe, and language would come before him and would worship him and acknowledge that he is Jesus and that he is Lord.
It's that time in history where God is gathering all peoples to himself. Every Christian has a part in this, and that's what makes it so wonderful. That means everybody in on this. Let's get this done for the Son of God.